Being a part of the first ever WPBL draft means a lot to me. I'm very excited to play with a very high caliber group of women from across the world and to play a sport that I love with also many women who also love this game as much as me.
Welcome to episode 362 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. This is a special edition of the show as we are taking a look back at the historic Women's Pro Baseball League draft, which happened last Thursday. The WPBL will begin play in August with 4 teams in the circuit, including Boston, Los Angeles, New York, and San Francisco, with the season lasting about 7 weeks. There was a lot of hype heading into the 6th-round draft, and it did not disappoint, with 120 players being chosen, including one of the most accomplished players in the sport's history, Kelsey Whitmore, being taken first overall by San Francisco. Iyami Soto was taken second by Los Angeles. Then Kylie Lawners rounded out the top 3, going to New York. The Canadian contingent didn't have to wait long either, as BC's Ali Schroeder went 5th overall to Boston. 3 other Canadians were taken in the first round, including BC's Rain Padgham at 12, professed Prairie Girl and friend of the show Zoe Hicks at 13, and Newfoundland's Jada Lee at 14. In all, 20 Canadians were selected, including 2 from Alberta and 2 from Saskatchewan. Edmonton's Madison Willan went in the 2nd round to New York. Fort McMurray's Sydney Berry was chosen in the 4th round by Los Angeles. Then Saskatoon's Braidy Birdsall and Addie Ziebart were taken back-to-back in the 5th round by Boston and New York, respectively. We'll hear from all 4 during the course of this special edition of the show, and we'll start with Willan, who we last chatted with back on episode 205. She's been a staple of the provincial and national teams for a few years now, as well as on the ice with the University of Alberta Golden Bears before she graduated earlier this year. Willan is excited to get things going and keep her athletic aspirations alive. Madison, welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Madison Willan, 2nd round pick of New York of the brand new Women's Pro Baseball League. How does that sound after getting over the last couple of days?
It's honestly pretty surreal. Being a part of the inaugural season makes it even more special. It feels like we're stepping into history, and hearing my name called in the 2nd round was a huge moment, not just for me, but for everyone who has supported me along the way. And I'm just super proud and grateful and excited to represent New York and compete at the highest level.
Walk us through the process from your perspective. Did you try out? Did you submit a video? How did you even get on their radar in the first place?
So, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend the trial, but I did send in a video and put all my information in it, and I was fortunate enough to be put on their draft list. And then from there, I was just super excited and grateful that New York took a chance on me in the 2nd round, and I just can't wait to get things started.
Was there ever any moments before actual draft day where you're kind of like, okay, this is going to happen, or did you have a bit of reservation, like if it doesn't happen, it's going to be okay? Like, walk us through the couple of days before where you're like, okay, maybe not kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's obviously no guarantees to getting drafted. I mean, it's a huge honor either way. And honestly, I've just been super busy just in my own personal life, and so I didn't have too much time to think about it. But on draft day, you get a little bit of the jitters, and your mind starts to think a little bit more than it should. And honestly, it's just coming from all the excitement. Whether or not I was drafted is just super exciting for women and women in sports, and adding another professional league. Women's sports is just building so much momentum right now, and so that in itself is just so exciting.
Absolutely. Take us to draft night. Who are you with? Where are you? And what happens when you see your name or hear your name called in the 2nd round?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be surrounded by family, and we just watched it in my place, and it was just super exciting, and they did such a great job with presenting who got drafted and everything. And the entire draft was just so well done. And, you hear your name called and you're like, oh my goodness, that's actually me. And you get some time to really soak in the moment. And yes, I was just very lucky to celebrate it with people in my family.
Mm-hmm. How cool was it as well to not just do that with the family, but also do it with some people that you know quite well? I mean, 20 Canadians picked, that's got to be a pretty cool feeling too.
Yeah, it's honestly a special moment. I've been playing baseball since I was a kid, and like a lot of other players in the draft, we weren't really sure where the sport would take us, and we've put in years of work without knowing if a professional opportunity would ever exist. So being drafted in the inaugural season, it feels bigger than just me. It feels like we're stepping into something that generations before us pushed to make this possible. And the best part is that the next generation won't have to wait as long as we did. Mm-hmm. And so this league is opening a real pathway, and it's just the beginning.
Out of curiosity, who's the first teammate from Canada, or maybe it's somebody that you've met along the way from another country that you end up texting or calling to go, I can't believe you got picked too, kind of thing?
I reached out to Sydney Berry. I was super excited. A fellow Albertan also got drafted, and I'm really excited for her, really excited for us, and what that means for the province of Alberta, and how little girls that are playing baseball right now, they actually have a place to continue playing, and they don't have to wonder if baseball is going to continue for them. There's actually a place for them to play, and I think that's just super exciting.
Absolutely. What do you think that says about the game in Canada when you have 20 Canadians picked in a 6-round draft like that?
Yeah, we have a lot of great talent here in Canada, and I think sometimes we go unnoticed or just fly under the radar, but we have some really talented ball players, and I'm really excited that a lot of us get to show our talent in this new league, and that they all took a chance on us, and I just can't wait to show the rest of the world what Canadian ball players are all about.
Speaking of showing them what you're all about, obviously there's some work that goes into planning and preparations for 2026, and obviously training camp and getting ready for the regular season now all of a sudden. What are you focusing on during this offseason to make sure you're putting your best foot forward heading into that inaugural season?
Yeah, for sure. Just sticking to an off-season training plan, sticking to the gym, sticking to making sure I get my reps in with ground balls and hitting and everything like that. So just making sure I stay on top of that so that when the season is ready to go, that I'm hitting the ground with my feet running.
A couple more for you before we let you go, Madison. First off, you and I were talking off air about the fact that it was 2018 when you and I first connected to work on the very first story on you and your journey to baseball, and a lot has happened over the last 7 years or so. But if you could go back in time and talk to that younger version of you from 2018, would that version of you have believed that you'd be drafted to the Women's Pro Baseball League?
Yeah, it's just such an incredible moment. I don't think that girl would have believed me if I told her that, but I'm so proud of that version of me. And to any young girl watching, there is a space for you in this sport. Keep showing up, keep loving the game. Don't be afraid to dream big, because what's happening right now is proof that those dreams are very real. And everyone watches women's sports, and it's only the beginning.
Only the beginning indeed. Well, Madison, congratulations on being selected by New York in the WPBL draft. Congratulations on all the success you've had over the last number of years. Continued success as we head into 2026 and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yes, thank you so much.
Next up is Fort McMurray's Sydney Berry, who we actually profiled for a story back in October after it was announced she was on the draft eligible list. Berry was also named Baseball Alberta's 19U Player of the Year at this past weekend's awards, which is where we caught up with the new draft pick. She's honored to have been selected and can't wait to show girls from across the province that they too can now dream bigger, including a trio of young Fort McMurray athletes who also won Baseball Alberta awards: Haley Warner, Grace Gabriel, and Andy Walsh. Sydney, welcome back to the show. It hasn't been all that long, but here we are again. Let's start here. Sydney Berry, 4th-round pick of Los Angeles of the Women's Pro Baseball League. I've had a couple of days to soak that in. How does that sound? How does that feel?
It's honestly insane. Like, two days later, I still can't believe it happened, especially 4th round. I thought I would go maybe 5th or 6th round, but when my name popped up 4th round, 14th pick, mind blown. Like, it just... no words, like can't even believe it. Like with my family being there and everything, it was such a great experience. But to this day, I can't believe I can say I was drafted in the Women's Pro Baseball League.
Take us back to the beginning. Was it a video that you submitted? Did you go down to the tryout? Walk us through how you got on their radar in the first place.
So I was originally supposed to go down and try out, but I had been in 3 national championships before that, and my arm was just not feeling it, so I emailed them and they allowed me to send a video in still. So I sent a video in, and I guess they liked it, and here we are now.
Did you have any ideas between the time that you sent in that video and, an hour before the draft that you were going to get selected? Did you have any iterations, or was it kind of shooting in the dark almost and going, here's hoping?
It was, I had no idea. It was, the draft is at 6 p.m. On YouTube. We put it on, my family was there, and we were just waiting. So every name that went by, every S name that gave us heart attacks every time, we were just waiting, and then finally my name was called, and it was mind-blowing.
Pandemonium probably ensued, I'd assume.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Who was the first person that you called or texted afterwards?
Honestly, this is a little bit of boasting, but I had so many text messages as soon as it happened that it was so hard to just pick one. But the main person that I wanted to know, because my dad wasn't there, able to be with us there in person, so he was on FaceTime with us, so he was able to see. But other than him, the first person that I wanted to make sure that he knew that he was a major role in my life was Joey Iannetti, my head coach, who has been with me for 5 years now and was a big character in who I became and where I am today.
How cool was it to see some familiar names on that list too? I think about Madison Willan as an example. I think about some of the girls that you've played against over the course of your young career to this point. It's had to have been kind of a cool little add-on to the whole experience too.
Oh, it was insane. Like when Maddie got picked, I was ecstatic. I texted her right away, like, oh my God, like good for you. And then Ali Schroeder being picked 5th, it was insane. Like, she's been up there on my list for role models for a very long time, and seeing her there, like, mind-blowing. It made me feel amazing. And then all the other Canadians, I have 2 other Canadians on my team, and then having, I think, 10 picked in the first 2 rounds was insane to believe. So I'm very excited to see all the other Canadian girls that I've played with and played against.
Fantastic. What do you think that says about the quality of the game here in Canada? I mean, there's 20 Canadians taken in this thing, and you dominated, right? Like, there's a real good cross-section from across the country here, too.
Oh, it's insane. Most people think that, like, the States and other countries are very high in baseball, but Canada is very high in baseball, too. We may not show it, we may not have that many girls teams or this, but our passion for sport here in Canada for girls baseball is insane. It's so up high. Every girl that I've played with or played against, they're all like, women's sports is happening, women in baseball is happening, I will do anything for women to stay in the game. So I believe that baseball in Canada for women is very, very high.
Speaking of baseball in Canada, let's talk about baseball in Fort McMurray, because I couldn't help but notice, now granted, for those just listening, they don't know that I'm sitting right behind you, essentially. I couldn't help but see the smile on your face when you see some young girls winning awards from Fort McMurray. How cool is it to not just see that, but also to be a bit of an influence for them and go, hey, from our small town, you kind of alluded to it in your Instagram post, that, hey, we can get there too.
It was insane. I kind of knew a little bit before we came here, obviously, for the awards, but being able to be here in person and seeing the 3 other girls from Fort Mac get an award, I had no words. I was tearing up. Like, I was so happy to see that these girls are now at the age when I was at the age where I wasn't able to have a girls team or play on an all-girls team, and these girls are doing it, and they're going out there, they're playing their hardest, they're having fun with their teammates, having fun with players from other teams, and I'm so happy that I get to be a part of it and say I helped these girls get there and I coach them, and that they're from my community where I grew up in.
How proud were you taking pictures with some of them over at the backdrop too?
Oh, I was. They were like, "Can we take a picture?" Of course, come take a picture. I will stand here all day if you want to take pictures with me. They are all the girls in Fort McMurray. They are all very important to me. Every single one of them, old, young, first coming, brand new to baseball, been there since they were born. Every single one I love and respect, and I hope that all of the girls in Fort McMurray especially will stay in the game, and I will be able to show them and pave a way for them to be able to grow the game more and to hopefully join the professional league with me one day.
Speaking of, what are you working on heading into 2026? You got anything that's kind of top of mind so that when you get to, it probably sounds crazy thinking it, but training camp and, turning pro in August of next year.
Yes.
What are you working on? What do you got your eyes set on?
I definitely need to hit the gym. I haven't been to the gym in a while, so I need to go do that. I need to gain some more strength. And definitely just my mindset with everything, because playing boys is definitely one mindset, and then going to play girls is another mindset. But being able to go play pro, you got to change your mindset completely, because you may not actually make it onto one of the teams. You may just go to training camp and then be like, hey, this year's not your year. So you need to put the work in, and I need to push myself 110% to show that, hey, I'm not here to just show up. I'm here because I belong here.
For sure. How excited are you for that? Like, have you started envisioning that day of, okay, we're going down here, we're going to go do this thing? Is it starting to kind of set in now?
Honestly, no. I'm trying to imagine what it's going to be like. I've never been to Illinois, anywhere like that, so I'm trying to imagine the ballpark and everything, and I'm I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to be excited to go say, hey girls, oh my gosh, let's go play baseball. I'm so excited. I can't wait to just be on a field with the best players, women players in Canada, all in Illinois, and be able to have them share their experience with me and me share my experience with them.
Final question for you. You kind of alluded to it again during that video. What's that mean to you to be someone from Fort McMurray who puts your town on your city on the international stage and be a draft pick in the WPBL?
Well, Fort Mac has recently, the past couple of years, has been a very well-known town based off of our national championships that we have hosted and everything like that. Being able to show that we're from a very small community and very up north that nobody wants to go to because we have minus 40 weather, that we still play baseball, we still work as hard as we can, that we can do anything, that everyone who doubts you and anything like that, it doesn't matter what other people think. Whatever you put your mindset to and whatever you believe you can do, it is possible. I never thought I'd be able to say that I was in a professional draft for female baseball, and here I am today, just got drafted, and my dream is coming true. So I hope that every girl knows, not even just from Fort McMurray, every girl knows that if they believe they can do it, they can do it.
It's amazing stuff. Amazing to get to catch up with you again after it's been an amazing ride so far, and it's only just begun, Sydney.
Yes.
Congratulations on being drafted. Congratulations on the Baseball Alberta Award as well.
Thank you.
Continued success in 2026. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Great. Thank you so much.
Time now to introduce you to a brand new guest here on the show. Saskatoon's Braidy Birdsall has been all over the baseball Sask lineup over the years and has consistently been a top performer at the plate and in the field. She's also a coach, umpire, and sports psychology student. In fact, she was recognized by Baseball Sask as their Lou Slotsky Junior Official of the Year for her efforts as an umpire. Braidy, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Joe.
Braidy Birdsall, 5th round pick of Boston of the Women's Pro Baseball League. How does that sound a couple of days after the fact?
Honestly, it sounds exactly like the moment I saw my name up there. It's still hitting me. It's still, the reality of it is still coming in. So I'm kind of on a high right now.
I can only imagine. I mean, for those who haven't seen the video, you got to check Braidy out on Instagram. But the reaction is absolutely priceless. And you were telling me off air, there's a reason behind that. Walk us through the background of why being picked in the 5th round by Boston meant so much to you.
Yeah, so basically 2 years ago, I made the goal of making Team Canada. So I was working really hard for the past 2 years, and I ended up being exactly where I wanted to be with Team Canada and Team Saskatchewan. And then I actually sustained a back injury, so that was going to put me out for up to a year. So then when I heard the WPBL was coming out and they were taking people from all over the world, I just sent a video in hopes that maybe they could at least take a look at me or keep me in mind for future years. And then I ended up making it past the 600 girls that came in down to the 126. And then coming into that draft, I was just happy to be there and didn't really have any expectations on it. And then when I saw my name, that was absolutely incredible. It didn't matter where I was playing, if I was dead last, didn't matter. So I was just pretty excited to be up there with everyone else.
Was that the moment where you realized that it had become a reality, or were there some things maybe beforehand that made you go, maybe this is still possible here?
I don't know. I think it actually hit me a couple minutes after, actually, when they wrapped it all up, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy crap, I'm actually gonna be doing this. I took a look at the diamond in Springfield, and I was like, I'm playing there 100%. So I think it's still hitting me. I think it's officially hit me as of today, but I don't think this feeling is going to go away for quite a while.
And deservedly so. When you were listening and watching on the live stream, who were you with? What were you doing? And walk us through kind of that lead up to the moment.
Yeah, so I was actually pretty nervous. I was sitting alone in my dorm room because I'm in Sudbury, Ontario for school. And I was pretty nervous. I was like, okay, you know what? You don't know what's going to happen, right? You have no clue. And so I was like, well, I'll FaceTime my parents and we'll watch together. So I put my parents on. My parents ended up screen recording the whole thing, and they were able to capture that moment for me.
That is so cool, and something that you'll be able to watch for years and years to come, for sure. Aside from your parents being on the call, who was the first person that you actually physically had to call and go, can you believe this just happened?
I actually didn't call anybody. I was just called my family, and then my phone just kept blowing up from my teammates, coaches, people that I work with, just a bunch of people, and people I didn't even know that were just tuning in. So I didn't actually have the time to think about calling anybody with all that going on.
Fair enough. That social media must have been just going wild, and beyond that, you probably had to plug in your phone at some point too, because I'd imagine that probably was a battery burner all in its own.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned some of the teammates. I mean, there were 20 Canadians taken in this thing, and you know a few of them already. How cool was that to see so many other Canadians and athletes that you've played with also get selected?
Oh, I was so proud. Like, I was actually shocked by how many Canadians actually made it up there, and especially in the top, like Ali Schroeder, Juliette, LeBlanc. Like, it was incredible to see people that I've actually played alongside with. And, like, they're just incredible human beings, and I know that they're going to do so well in the league. And I'm just honestly excited to be right up there next to them.
Mm-hmm. What do you think that says about the talent we have in this country when you've got that many Canadians picked?
I think it definitely puts us more on the market. I think Canada can be underestimated a lot of the times. Like, our programs are still growing; they're in their earlier stages, especially for the female program. So I think this is really showing that we can produce good talent here as well. And I think this will help younger girls coming up to have better programs to start with, so that they can get there as well.
Mm-hmm. Now it's time to put in the work. You mentioned that you've got an injury that you got to get through first. So talk to us about the recuperation process, the recovery process. When are you back on the field in the best case scenario? And what do you got to do to maybe make yourself and put yourself in the best possible spot heading into spring training?
Yeah, so basically the last 6 months has just been stability and strength. So I've just been hitting the gym every single day, a lot of core stuff, a lot of rotational strength. I haven't actually touched a baseball till today. I thought today was the greatest day to start going back at it. So I'll be in there 4 to 5 times a week with lifting and running and stuff like that. So I think the biggest thing is just taking it slow and listening to my body. Like, I've got a bit of time, and I want to make sure that I time it right where I'm the best I can be for next year.
Absolutely. Let's get into your baseball past here a little bit. This is the first time we've been able to chat with you, so it's great to be able to get an inside scoop. Originally from Saskatoon, how'd you get into baseball in the first place?
Honestly, the first sport I did was martial arts, karate. I did that for 12 years. I competed internationally and nationally, and then one day I just decided, I need a change, and that ended up being baseball. I played with the Royals, a small little team there. It was adorable. I look back on the pictures; it was pretty cute. Played with the Royals, and then I ended up making Team Saskatchewan for 14U. And I really wasn't the best player. I was pretty inconsistent. Not a great arm, but I had the intensity, and I wanted to be there, and I was having fun. So then when I was in 16U and 19U, my first year, I actually learned that there's Team Canada. There's Baseball Canada is a thing for females. And I was like, I'm going to definitely do this. So when I was 16, 17, after those national tournaments, I sat down and was like, this is something I want to do. This is somewhere I want to be. So for the past couple of years, I've been training a lot with Team Sask. Shout out to Coach Tyson, Ethan, and Tony. They're great, and Melissa as well. They've really reciprocated the work that I put in, so they give me a lot of opportunity to put all that hard work in. So I've been training with them. And then Blue Jays as well. I played in the 18UAA, and then some men's leagues too, just to get as many reps as I can. And then the past 2 years, I've been playing with Laurentian University's Voyagers team, so they're all male baseball team, so I'm the only female there. And yeah, I've won a couple of Golden Gloves for third base. I've batted over 500 at a couple of nationals, and yeah, I just having a lot of fun all around.
Safe to say that when you put your mind to something, you are dedicating every little fiber in your body towards it, because my goodness, to turn it around from martial arts and karate into baseball in a short amount of time and perform at that kind of level must have taken some kind of discipline to be able to get there.
Oh, 100%. I think that's the one thing I definitely have going for me is my work ethic. I may not be the best person out there or have the best foundation, but I will definitely outwork anyone on the field. So that's what I'm really going to be relying on in the off season, and getting to a place where I can be looked at for Boston, or if I get traded, wherever I go. Yeah, I think work ethic is the one good quality I've got for baseball.
So how is it that you're not just getting into the playing side of it, but congratulations, because you're also a Baseball Sask Award winner as well for the Junior Official of the Year. What did that mean to you to be able to not just say, hey, I've done something on the playing side, but also, hey, I'm a pretty good umpire too?
Yeah, I've actually loved coming at it from all angles. So I umpire and coach, and I'm actually going to Arizona in December to coach with YOLO Baseball. Umpiring is just so much fun. There's so many different aspects of the game, and I enjoy every single aspect of it. So I enjoy putting my time into umpiring, and I enjoy coaching, and I enjoy giving back to all the girls and the town that basically allowed me to play baseball and get to this point. I'm just happy to contribute if I can.
That is fantastic. Looking back on the young career to this point, do you have a favorite memory or moment on the field that really stands out to you, where you just had to kind of take that step back and go, I can't believe we just got to do that?
Oh my goodness, there's so many. Honestly, I think we won silver and bronze. I think that was 21U in women's. So first two medals I think that Team Saskatchewan has ever gotten, and I was able to be a part of that. So our entire team put in so much effort in the off season, and a lot of young girls coming up, and just able to produce amazing numbers. Our fielding was consistent, our pitching was phenomenal, and we were just smacking balls. So when we were finally getting to those medals and getting to that point where we were actually competing with big places like Quebec and Ontario that have such big female programs, I think that was huge for me.
Absolutely. On the flip side of it, and you might be living it right now, we all know baseball is a game of failures. So what's been the biggest challenge or hurdle that you've had to overcome that you're proud of yourself for being able to do?
Ooh, that's probably injuries. I've had quite a few serious injuries, just the result of overtraining. I get too excited to go too hard a little bit. I see how far I can push myself. So I've had torn labrum, tore my quad, broke my leg, all that sort of.
Jeepers.
Not all baseball related, obviously, but I think just having the mindset that I'll always come back from that, and this isn't the end. Even 6 months ago when I hurt my back and it was almost facing surgery and it could have been 2 years, I wasn't worried because I was going to come back. So I think my dedication through the recovery processes of all my injuries is probably something I'm the most proud of there.
Fantastic. You mentioned the little girl who's playing for the Royals, and I'm curious if you could go back in time and talk to that younger version of you for a second. Would that version of you have believed you'd have been drafted to the Women's Pro Baseball League?
Oh, probably not. Not one bit. I don't think I ever had. I never thought baseball would take me this far. I just really enjoyed it, and I tried to stay in the moment. And I didn't get a lot of playing time. Right, I wasn't the top girl quite yet. So I just enjoyed what I got, and I kept working to get more. So I don't think little Brady would have actually thought I would have been here. So it's kind of cool.
Absolutely, it is. Couple more for you before we let you go, Brady. First off, you are a coach, so you've probably imparted a few of these words of wisdom to those younger kids. But let's say they're just starting out on their journey. They're in Saskatoon, and they're looking up to you and going, I want to be like you one day. I want to go and play baseball at the highest level. What do you want to impart upon them? What kinds of advice would you love to give to them?
I would think attitude is a big thing, right? If you're able to work with your team and get a good group together, that you push each other and you're able to bring each other up, I think that's really important. And I also think the other thing is just enjoying stuff outside of baseball. Like, baseball is great. Baseball is amazing. It's a huge part of my life. But I don't think I would enjoy it as much if I didn't have other stuff going for me too. So I think just enjoying entirety of life and enjoying baseball as a part of it and not placing your whole identity on baseball is a huge thing.
Well, it sounds like you've done that in spades, so kudos to you. Final question we got for you, Brady. It's one we ask everybody here on the show. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
Oh, that's a tough one. I think it's my past, present, and future. Like, it's something that has carried me through my childhood, my teenage years, and hopefully my 20s. I think that it's going to be something that I make a career out of, whether it's playing, coaching, or umpiring. And I think that it's always going to be such a big part of my foundation as a person. And I don't think I'll ever regret going as far as I can. So.
Well, we've really enjoyed having the opportunity to get to hear a little bit about your journey and also about the big night for you, Brady. Congratulations on being selected to the WPBL. Also, congratulations on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success as we head into 2026 and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joe.
And finally, we first got to know Addie Ziebart during episode 345 of the show. The Saskatoon native was getting herself primed up for the potential of hearing her name getting called after another outstanding season with Baseball Sask, highlighted by being named the top defensive player at the 19U Nationals in Calgary. It's crazy to think she was thinking of quitting the sport at an early age, and now she's on the cusp of turning pro. Addie, welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Addie Ziebart, 5th round pick of New York of the brand new Women's Pro Baseball League. How does that sound now that you've had a couple of days to kind of wrap your head around things?
It's still kind of insane. It's like surreal to think about. I just keep going along my day as normal, but it's like huge news.
Walk us through the process from your perspective. Did you try out? Did you submit a video? How did you get on their radar in the first place?
Originally, I submitted a video, and then I got invited to the tryouts that I went to in Washington. I know they were also at the Women's National Tournament scouting, and at the tryouts, I made it through the 3 days of cuts, and then eventually made it onto the list of draft-eligible players.
When you made it to that list, you told me that it almost made you cry, right? Like you're that close to realizing a dream of playing professional baseball. What was it like from your perspective, going from getting that list unveiled to just before draft day? Tell me a little bit about the waiting and the anticipation.
The waiting is definitely really hard. It's kind of the unknown too. You don't really know where you play out and if you'll hear your name called or you won't. And there's just lots of guessing. So it's been hard the last few months just sitting around and not really knowing what to tell people because they know I went to the tryout. But after that, I had to do a little bit of waiting. So,
in your heart, did you feel like you were going to get picked, or were you almost preparing yourself for the possibility that it wouldn't happen? Like, walk us through how you were approaching last night.
I had a good feeling that I was going to be picked, but I also didn't want to get my expectations too high because it would have felt a lot worse, I think, if I was expecting too much. But I'm super happy with where I ended up, and I'm excited to see where it will take me.
Absolutely. So take us into draft night. Where are you? Who are you with? And what happens when you see your name or hear your name get called?
I just had a little time at home with my parents and my sister, and had some people on the phone, and we were all just kind of watching, and as soon as we heard my name called for New York, we all kind of screamed, jumped up and down. It was super, super exciting for everyone.
Aside from the fam jam being around you, who's the first person you call or the first person you text?
The first person I called would probably be my fiance, Ethan, for sure.
That's a pretty good one, and probably feel bad if he wasn't that high up on the list for sure. Obviously, it's one thing to have yourself get called, but it's got to be something else to have some fellow Canadians and even a teammate in Saskatchewan get their name called as well. How cool was it to see a few familiar names up on the board?
Oh, it was so awesome. I got to meet a lot of these girls, like, truly for the first time in North Carolina, and they're all such hardworking and talented ball players, so it was so good to see them. So many Canadians get an opportunity, and I know, like, Braidy and I have played together for years, and I'm really happy for her because I know how much effort she puts into her baseball career as well.
Absolutely. What do you think that says about the talent in our country when you have 20 Canadians drafted?
I think it speaks volumes about the kind of programs that Baseball Canada is creating. They definitely support women's baseball on a level that a lot of countries don't, and I think a lot of these provinces are building programs that are creating next-level athletes that can compete with girls all over the world and also boys all over the world. Absolutely.
And now it's time to put in some work. We're heading into the off season. So what are you focusing in on to make sure that you can put your best foot forward as you head towards New York in the next few months?
I'm trying to keep up my strength training, keep up my running, definitely keep staying athletic, and definitely hitting the cages a lot, trying to take as many swings as possible to make sure that I'm in top shape for the season.
Absolutely. A couple more for you before we let you go. If you could go back in time and talk to a younger version of yourself, would that younger version have believed that you'd have been drafted into the Women's Pro Baseball League?
Oh, no, definitely not. I think the younger version of myself, well, she expected to be an Olympic-level figure skater, so I don't think she would have thought it would be even possible to dream of being a pro baseball player. Mm-hmm. And considering I thought about quitting a couple of times with some of the hardships of playing baseball, like in mostly male-dominated sports, I don't think this is something that, I don't know if she would even believe me if I told her it was a thing.
Do you have any expectations of yourself going into New York? Like, I assume the goal is to be a starter and be a part of the big team, but do you have sort of expectations, or is it kind of one of those things you'll take it as they come at this point?
Yeah, I think I'll kind of take it as it comes. Like, this is already a big opportunity for me. It's allowing me to branch out and to get other opportunities as well. And I'm excited to see where the league will go. I, of course, want to be a starter this season, but I know they have plans of expanding, and the league is only going to grow. So I'm happy to join the league in any aspect, in any way, at any time.
Absolutely. Final question for you. What's it mean to you to be a WPBL draft pick?
Oh, it means a lot to me. It's insane. I keep just like, it replays in my head every so often, just seeing my name on a screen, like being drafted by a pro league. And not only that, but something that's like, it's so successful for girls everywhere, no matter what sport, no matter anything. It just shows like, if you have grit and determination, like there will be a place for you to play. If you just keep dreaming, they will make the places for you because you deserve it, and it'll happen.
Well, you've certainly deserved everything that's come your way in the last little while, and we really appreciate the time as always. Congratulations again, Addie, on being selected into the WPBL by New York. Congratulations on all the success you've had to this point. Continued success as we head towards 2026. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for talking to me.
Thanks again to Madison Willan, Sydney Berry, Braidy Birdsall, and Addie Ziebart for joining us for a special edition of the show, and congratulations to them and all of the athletes chosen in the first ever Women's Pro Baseball League draft. We look forward to seeing their professional journeys unfold starting in 2026. We'll have another episode of the show ready for you later this week, as I was in attendance for the Baseball Alberta Awards, and we'll have a few more conversations from that to bring you. A tip of the cap, as always, to our Platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dogs, Under the Light Sports and Entertainment, and the Western Canadian Baseball League for their continued generosity in helping us tell the game stories in our province. For more on our tremendous teammates, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support, online, on social, and on air. of Alberta Dugout Stories.